Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is an English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat MAULANA QAMAR Saheb, Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Monday at about 9:30 a.m. at Baitul Azkar in Wasiabad, Allahabad, UP, India. Monday, the 2nd of Jumadul Akhirah, 1444, corresponding with the English date, 26th of December 2022. Hazrat Wala starts off by quoting the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, "Laysa shay'un akrama ala Allahi ta'ala min ad-du'a." Hazrat Wala thereafter goes on to say and speak about asbab-e-hidayat. You know, a person is treading this path and he wants to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he is looking for the means of guidance and direction and to go forward and to do whatever he has to do. But Hazrat Shah Waliullah has written something very amazing. From amongst the different asbab and means and wasila for a person to reach his destination, he writes down and pens down as the first one of them all is sihat, good health. And without good health, a person will not be able to do anything, neither will he be able to achieve anything. Good health. Allahu Akbar. So here we're speaking about dua. Abd wa ma'bud. Abd wa ma'bud mein rabd ke liye. This connection between the servant and the master. What is it? It is dua. That which joins and takes the servant close to his master. So here Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is saying that laysa shay'un akrama ala Allah ta'ala min ad-du'a. There is nothing nobler in the sight of Allah than dua. You know, Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Saheb used to quote the incident of Akbar Badshah, and he says that on one occasion he went out hunting. And he's going here, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's in the jungle somewhere. And at that time there, of course, you're on safar, you're traveling, no water. And then he sees this person in this hut. And poor person, this, that and the other. And this person gives him water to drink. And Akbar Badshah drinks that water and he's very appreciative and acknowledges that gesture of kindness. And then he says to him that, listen, someday if you're coming that side, come and visit me. Come in, visit me. Nevertheless, it so happens that the same person then goes and he visits Akbar Badshah in his palace. So then the guards and the ministers there, whoever it was, they tell him, no, wait a moment. You can sit here at the door. And then he sees Akbar Badshah. Now we're talking about Akbar Badshah in his better days, when he was still on in good and on the straight path. He sees him lifting up his hands and making dua. So he says, what's happening? What's he doing? So they say to him, he's making dua. He's asking for something. You say, who's he asking? They say, he's asking Allah for something. The man stands up and he turns around. He says, if that's the case, if Akbar Badshah is asking someone else, meaning Allah Rabbul Izzat, so then why must I come and ask Akbar Badshah? Let me ask Allah Ta'ala also. He turns around and he leaves without even having something to eat in the palace or having anything to drink. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Saheb used to quote this waqia abundantly. That when Akbar himself, he's the king, but he's muhtaj. He's muhtaj. Allahu Akbar. So here, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam's dua, he quoted. Now the Arab alim here is saying, فَالدُّعَا مِنْ أَفْضَلِ الْعِبَادَاتِ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ لِأَنَّ فِيهِ إِظْهَارُ الْعَجْزِ وَالْإِفْتِخَارِ. That dua is one of the most superior forms of ibadat and worship in Allah's sight. This is because it is a demonstration of one's incapability and the need, submission and surrender and acknowledgement of Allah's might, power, independence and greatness. and a joining of broken hearts of not only of his beloveds and friends, but his enemies as well. So this is what the author writes. Allahu Akbar. So dua is one of the most superior forms of ibadat in Allah's sight. Why is this? Because it is a demonstration of one's incapability, need, submission and surrender. An acknowledgement of Allah's might, power, independence and greatness, and a joining of the broken hearts of not only of his beloveds and friends, but of his enemies as well. So this ajizi, the expression of one's incapability and need, submitting to Allah and surrendering, this ajizi and this inkisari, ye to mu'min ka shewa hai. This here is the trait of a mu'min. This is a special feature. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam himself said, Al-ajzu fakhri, that expressing my incapability, expressing my need, expressing my helplessness to Allah, this here is my pride. This is my honor. Allahu Akbar. Hazrat Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala used to say that Allah ta'ala has kept as a gift for a person to reach the court of Allah. What has He kept as that gift for you to reach His court? Allah has kept what instrument or what means has He kept for you? It is ajizi. This helplessness and portraying one's incapability and need before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala says that Allah ta'ala has made it so easy. If Allah ta'ala had kept something else as power and might or this or that, then how would simple people do that? But Allah Ta'ala kept such a thing which any person and every person will be able to adopt to reach Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, Hazrat Wala is saying, I was very young, a little boy at that time, and Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab came to our place and our house. And at that time he read Salat, and I was looking at him and he was in sajda. And in sajda, with such a type of lajajat, beseeching, crying and appealing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in sajda, that I cannot even explain that to you. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to also say that these people that come to me and ask me to make dua for them, actually it is their kindness and their favor upon me. What is their kindness and favor upon me? That they ask me to make dua. So what are they actually doing? In reality, they're making me turn my attention to Allah. At that time, I may be negligent, but they're telling me, make dua. So now I turn my attention to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is their kindness and their favor upon me. Hazrat Haji Imdadullah Sahab used to say that my asa is that sigh, that cry, that pain in the heart, that that is my asa. Hazrat Maulana Muhammad Ahmad Sahab used to say that ye zamana wah ke liye nahi hai. That a person says, oh wonderful, fantastic, wah, shabashi. No, this zamana is for when the cry and the pain and the call comes out from the deep recesses of the heart of a person. Hazrat Wala thereafter quotes an incident of a buzruk. He became very, very sick, and in his sickness he's portraying so much of strength and so much of his showing that I'm strong in this and that. Nevertheless, months pass. They done this ilaj, that ilaj, this Maulana came, that Maulana came, nothing happened. He remained just as that until one alim came, the name not coming to mind, but he came there and he said, he looked at him and he looked at his outlook and what is this person trying to do. And then he said to him, you will not get shifa. because you're in such a state, but you are trying to show that you're strong. No. Express your helplessness. Let there be a cry. Let there be some portraying to Allah that I'm weak, I'm in difficulty. Oh Allah, help me. You are showing that you are strong and you can tolerate this and you can do that. Listen, so long as that and that cry and that sigh and that pain, beseeching Allah Ta'ala doesn't come out from your heart, you will not get shifa. Allahu Akbar. So this expressing of one's incapability and need is something very, very great. Allah Ta'ala wants this shikastagi. Allah Ta'ala wants this where we are in such a manner and way that our hearts are completely broken and we're crying and we're asking Him for something. So this is Allah. And without His tawfiq, and without His idhan, without His permission, and without inspiration from Him, nothing can happen. Even if it is Jibreel, even if it is Mikael, they will not be able to pick up even one ayat of the Quran Majid and bring it down into this world, illa bi'idhnihi wa tawfiqih, except with the permission and inspiration from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, this kitab came, the Arabic of it, Asharu Qawaid fi Tazkiyatin Nufus, and then we got together and we made tarjuma of it, and some other risalas also joined into it, and I have the kitab in front of me. Dasturus Salikin liqurbi Rabbil Alameen. You know, some have even just heard the name and they said that there's such a magnetic type of an effect just in the name, that if somebody is not even an avid reader or even doesn't want to read, when he hears the name Dasturus Salikin, then he would want to read the kitab. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab, whenever he used to sit down for waz, for majlis, for bayan, for nasihat, he would always keep a kitab in front of him. He would also go on to say, listen what I want to say. I even know what it is, but I keep the kitab in front of me, so if I need to refer to it, I can. But more than that, so that I can get the barakat of the author. I can get the tabarruk and the barakat of the person who wrote this kitab as well. You know, today I'm reading here and look at the beauty, look at the kashish of the Arabic language. فَالدُّعَاء مِنْ أَفْضَلِ الْعِبَادَاتِ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ لِأَنَّ فِيهِ إِزْهَارُ الْعَجْزِ والافتقار والتذلل والانكسار والاعتراف بقوة الله عز وجل وقدرته وغناه وأغنائه وكبريائه وجبر كسر خواتر أعدائه فضلا عن فضلاء أحبابه وأوليائه. There's so much of kashish and a beauty and a magnetic effect and impression in this Arabic ibarat and the text itself. But what to say today? Nobody even wants to learn Arabic. People are indifferent to it. You know, you people say when you want to go and relieve yourself, I'm going here and there. You use this word toilet and this and that. Now tell me, what will happen? Can't you say the word Baytul Khala? Can't you say that word? It's Arabic. But we're not even prepared to say that. The Quran has come down in Arabic. The kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in Arabic. In the akhirat, the zaban and the medium of communication will be that of Arabic. Allah ta'ala loves so much to listen to the recitation of the Quran more than even that king who has his singing girls in front of him, who would come there and sing for him, and he would wish so much, and it will be so soothing for him. More than that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desires to listen to our recitation of the Quran Majid. So Hazrat Wala is saying that, remembering that incident which he quoted above, that if Akbar is also in need of somebody, then why must I ask Akbar? Let me ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala myself. Thereafter, Hazrat Wala goes on to speak and say that harche should as ulama su would. That whatever happened, that also at that time there took place because of the ulama who lost their path. The ulama su. That they couldn't agree on not one thing. They couldn't come to a consensus on not one thing. You know, one person came here and then he started going on and saying, Maulana Abrarul Haq said that when you make dua, you must hold your hands like this here, and you must do this here like this, and you must do that. I corrected him. Rather, I scolded him. And I said that an Ali Medin is talking and you have taken one thing and now you are making such a charcha of this here, due to which the effects of it can even be negative. So you must remember also, it's not praiseworthy to speak everywhere. Sometimes you must adopt silence. You must keep quiet. And where there is a need to speak, then you must speak. Then there will be kamal and perfection there for you. And when there is a need for you to be silent and to keep quiet, then you must keep quiet. And then Hazrat Wala goes on to say, you see, alif lam mim, chupro. When it's alif lam mim, be silent. Don't utter a word. Allahu a'lamu bi muradihi. Only Allah Ta'ala knows the answer. Be silent. Don't run your horse now. Yes, after that, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Now you can speak and say the meaning and do this and that and the other. You know, people come here and they speak about homeopathic medication. And they say that this doctor studied in Germany. And he studied it in the German language also. And this and that and the other. And that's why I go to him. And that's why he's this type of caliber of doctor. Now you're making fakhr on a German language. Or ta'aleem that came from Germany. But you've got no pride in the Quran that was revealed in the Arabic language. You've got no honor for that language. Allahu Akbar. You know, Musa alayhi salatu was salam, Allah Ta'ala speaks about the incident when he went and the daughters of Shu'aib alayhi salatu was salam were there, and he gave them water to drink, and he let their animals and their flock also drink from that well, etc. He made that arrangements, and then they left. And then he went and he sat under the shade of a tree. Hazrat Tanvi Rahmatullah Alayhi says that unnecessarily don't put yourself into difficulty. He didn't go and sit in the sun and say, I'm making mujahada and this and that. No, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam went and he sat in the shade. You know, there was a buzruk, and then he put his water outside. He had his matli or his can that he wanted water from, or this or that. And then after a while the sun came and the sun started coming onto that utensil of water. And then people told him that, and then he said, no, okay, now I put it that time, now just leave it and this and that. What is all this type of thing? These are the people, these type of foolish people have made the name of suluk and tasawwuf bad. They have made the name of suluk and tasawwuf bad. Whereas Hazrat Haji Imdadullah, he said to his murid, Ashraf Ali, drink cold, cold water. Drink cold, cold water that it will be so soothing to you that the name of Allah will start echoing from every hair on your body. From every hair on your body, Allah's name will come out. So this was what the suluk that our Buzurgan-e-Din taught. Ilm tasawwuf, ilm daqiq ast. This ilm suluk and ilm tasawwuf, this year is a very fine, it is a topic. It is very delicate. It is not like this kitab and that kitab. This year is a very delicate topic. You need to understand it well. Maulana, Hazrat Wala is saying, you will get a lot of thawab. You know, I'm saying, where's that kitab? Bring the kitab for me. Hazrat is saying, the kitab is then brought and put on the table. And then Hazrat Wala lifts up those two kitabs. One is the Dastur Salikin and the other one is the Taqdeer Kitab of Ibn Ataullah Iskandari. And he says, you know, these two kitabs, if I have these two kitabs with me, I can travel the world. Ye to khatam hi nahi hoti hai. The mazameen, the ulum, the ma'arif of these two kitabs just continue and continue and continue. And it seems as if they just never ever seem to come to an end. One person came and he gave a buzruk a scissors as a gift. And then he took that scissors and he said that I'm not in need of a scissor. I'm in need of a needle. Because look at what's happening here. Everybody is cutting ties. This one is fighting with that one. This one is arguing with that one. Everybody is divided and separated. I don't need a scissors. Bring for me a needle. Because the time and the demand presently in the ummah is to join and to bring people together, not to separate and not to divide them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq and the hidayat of making dua. Let us, Hazrat Wala thereafter quotes a few du'as. Allahumma inni as'aluka as-sihhata wal-'iffata wal-amanata wa husna al-khulq wal-ridha bil-qadr. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min ilmin la yanfa' wa qalbin la yakhsha' wa min du'a'in la yustajabu laha. Thereafter Hazrat Wala quotes those couplets. You to karte hai hazaro nalo faryad hum. Bas agar hamara ek bhi pahunch jaye. If our just one calling, Allah, reaches to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our job is done. But in that one reaching Allah, we have to say Allah hundreds and thousands of times. Oh Allah, which night will you come? The day has passed in lots of anticipation, in waiting for you. You know, I didn't even have the himmat and the energy and the taqat today, but it is your people's barakat that I was able to speak a bit. You know, I was feeling so weak and this and that, I could not even pick up the duvet or the blanket that was over me. Allah Ta'ala bless us with sihat zahiri, external health, so that we can start eating and drinking and everything comes back to normal. And Allah Ta'ala bless us with sihat batini, a spiritual health as well, so that we can continue making tilawat and zikr and this and that. And Allah Ta'ala let us adopt that path so that we can reach Him. Allahumma ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, sirat al-ladhina an'amta alayhim, min al-nabiyyin wa siddiqin wa shuhada'i wa salihin. اللهم اهدنا وسددنا ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم.